shop local is one of those mantras we love to say here in Hawaii, and we even believe in, but in practice, it's really hard to do. Oftentimes my shopping preferences are based on two things. What is the cheapest I can get what I want, and how easy is it for me to get it? And for a long time, I operated like this until recently. And it's really because of three local businesses that have changed my mind about shopping local in Hawaii. And it comes down to their great customer service, their mission and their values, and how they just seem to get local people. And so I wanted to share my experiences with Waffle and Berry, Aloha Revolution, and Hawaiian style chili company, and why in Hawaii, it isn't just about the price, at least the consumer business relationship. There's more to it than just how much things cost. And let me know what your experience is with shopping local in the comments below. So the first business is Waffle and Berry, and they primarily serve acai bowls and waffles. They're located in Macaulay right now, which is, if you're not familiar with the area, just outside of Waikiki. My wife first found them on Instagram, and we started going when they were at Ohana Hale, which is sort of in the Ward and Kaka'ako area. The taste of the acai bowl is really good, and the best part is they let you add your own toppings after. So for someone like me who likes extra granola, I'm able to add a little extra. Now our favorite thing to get is the 3-scoop acai bowl. That was enough to feed my wife, myself, and my son. And besides the quality of the food, their customer service is amazing. That's really what keeps us going back. And I'm glad other people have noticed that as well. They've recently been named the top place to eat in Honolulu, which I think is very well deserved. And it's also not a very flashy place. They just serve quality with good customer service. And what I appreciate is that they don't seem to be just targeting tourists. There's a lot of businesses here who their main audience is going to be the tourists, but for them, they really have tried to cater towards local people and repeat customers. And maybe that's because they started off at Ohana Hale, which was a little further away from Waikiki. But what that's really done is during the past few years, they have built a pretty loyal customer base, which I think I consider ourselves to be a part of. And really, it's nice to come back to a place where the employees recognize you, where they treat you just like their own family. When we're going to Ohana Hale regularly, they knew my son liked extra fruits. And so every time we ordered an acai bowl, they would set him aside a little bowl of fruits and the waffle. And yeah, you bet, as a dad, I noticed that and I appreciated that. And that little extra thing, that's what you can do to win loyal customers who will come back again and again and again. Because it isn't about just the price. I mean, are there cheaper acai bowls on Oahu? Absolutely they are. But I'm gladly willing to go back to Waffle and Berry because of the service, because of the value that I see in that eat out experience, because they really show value in us. And now that they moved to Macaulay, we've been back and it's been great, and the service has been just like it was before. Okay, so the second local business I want to talk about is Aloha Revolution. They're a local apparel company. They make hats and shirts and other types of local wear. And you may have seen me wear their hat in a few of my videos, and maybe you're confused that it's Aloha upside down. Now, a lot of these local apparel companies, you see them around, right? People wear them. You go to Ala Moana, you go to the mall, go to the beach, you see the design, but you may not necessarily know the brand. And for Aloha Revolution, I remember seeing them around a lot, but I had no idea what the brand was. I mean, how do you Google upside down Aloha? And then one day I received an email from Ed, who is the founder of Aloha Revolution, and he just said that he appreciated my videos. He just found me online one day and we exchanged emails back and forth, and he offered to send me some stuff for free. And I thought, wow, that's really generous of you. Thank you. I can just imagine my mom doing that one day. And as I was waiting for Ed's package to arrive in the mail, I looked up their company. I looked up Aloha Revolution and the brand and why it was designed that way. What's up with the upside down Aloha? And I won't go too much into that in this video. You can go and check it out on their website. But I was impressed. I really like the mission and the values of the brand. And so of course, when the package arrived and I opened it, I was totally blown away by the generosity that he had shown me. There was no obligation to make any social media content. And of course I was gonna wear it. I mean, I just love the idea of the Aloha spirit being shared that way, particularly on a very personal level. And of course, since then I've gotten other hats, like the one that my wife bought me, and it's just something that I really personally enjoy buying into. And I have to admit, it's been a while since I wore local apparel. I mean, I used to wear TNC, HIC, and Local Motion back when I was in elementary school, and I kind of just grew out of that phase. But it's really nice to find local brands that aren't just trendy, but brands that I can actually believe in, that I feel like their values align with my values. And the third local business I want to talk about is Hawaiian Style Chili Company. I forget their name all the time because I just know them as the really good plate lunch place. They serve local plate lunches that everyday people can afford, that everyday people like. And how do I know this? Just take a look at the line. When I first saw them at the Blaisdell Farmers Market, you take notice because you see everyone else, and then this one vendor has a huge line every single time that we would go down to this farmer's market. And it makes you wonder, why are people lining up so much for this place? And it didn't just look like this place was for young people or rich people. It varied. It was very diverse, very much a reflection of the local population here. Their food has a homemade taste to the various local foods that we love here in Hawaii. Their menu is pretty set and tight, but it's very diverse and very tasty. And of course, the auntie who takes the orders has come to recognize us because we are regulars. She even gives my son a little bowl of croutons every time. And I remember the first time that we went there, I saw the roast pork plate and it looked so good. And then I looked at the price, and at the time it was $10, and I couldn't believe the value of that. The price was so low compared to not just the booths around it, but just in general. You can't really find a lot of plate lunches for $10 or less. And as I ate it, it tasted so good, just homemade style. And I remember thinking, I feel bad because I feel like I should have paid more for this. I mean, how many times as a customer have you ever felt bad, like you should have paid more for something? Now, recently they had to increase their prices a little bit, like maybe $1. But as a customer who thought it was already undervalued, it really isn't something that I have a problem with. In fact, all the months and years that we've been eating there, I still feel like I underpaid for what I got. But I think what I admire most about this place is they just know what they do. They know what local people like. They know who their audience is, and they just provide that for us. They don't need all the flashiness and the sales and all the things. Because sure, they could probably be bigger and make more sales if they advertise more and do all these social media campaigns, but they don't have to. It's word of mouth, and just look at the place that has a long line of local people. And I see a lot of businesses that just seem to be so insecure. They don't really understand what they are or who they're serving, and so they try to overcompensate with that. But these guys, they don't do that. They just small business that just serves great food at great prices, and people keep coming back. Now, these are just 3 examples of small businesses that we support. There are many more that we do go out there and support regularly, but I just want to highlight 3 that have just come to mind. But I do hope that people can see the value in supporting small business. And it doesn't mean you have to support every small business. You can be still selective as a consumer. But I'm finding that it's more than just the price, and in a lot of ways it feels good to support local. Support local is also not just for rich people, people who make plenty of money. We make a pretty modest average household income, and yet I still think it's important that we find businesses that have great service, that align with our values, and just seem to have this confidence about them. They just know who they are and just provide good service at whatever it is that they do. Now, maybe you're thinking they just treat you nice because you have a social media following, just because you got a YouTube channel. Of course, it's in their best interest to treat you nice, but what about me? What about regular people? What about people who don't have a social media presence? And to that, I'd say maybe they do. Maybe they do treat me nice because I have a YouTube channel and can promote their business, but these businesses have never asked me to do that. I've also watched them interact with other customers, people who don't have a YouTube channel, and I found that their behavior is very consistent with how they treat me and my family. The other day we visited Waffle and Berry, and the owner, of course, seeing us, was real friendly with us and treated us real nice, talked story, and I thought, oh, maybe he's just doing that because, well, you know, we haven't been back in a while, and maybe because he's seen the YouTube channel grow. But the thing is, I watched him talk to everyone. He treated everyone just like he treated us, with great customer service, as if they were the most important customer. And if you look at the Aloha Revolution Instagram account, you see Ed packing up shirts and apparel and sending them off to all parts of the world. And he really cares about that. He really is involved in a lot of these different steps that maybe some other owners might not care to share. And of course, that Hawaiian style chili company. Just look at the line. I mean, that should say enough. The friendly service, the good food at a good price. There's a reason why that place is always crowded. And it would only be like that if they treated everyone the same way, with great service and great value. So thanks again to all these local businesses and the many others that make up Hawaii here. I really appreciate the hustle and the service. Thanks for watching, and aloha.
Hello.